If your computer and internet can both handle it, I highly recommend choosing 4K. If it can't, then please view this video in at least 720p or even better, 1080p. What's going on YouTube? This is What Would Josh Do? In this video is going to show you how to flash AOKP on your Sprint Galaxy S4. Now you can flash this on other versions of the S4. You'll just need to make sure that you download the correct zip meant for your phone. So like SPR is the Sprint S4, USC is the US Cellular, VZW is the Verizon. Just make sure you download the correct corresponding one for your device. So I actually took the ROM and put them on my little card reader here. You can also use this little guy, transfer it to here, and then flash it onto your phone at the bottom there. Or you can just load the phone on your external storage. As you can see, we are on SD card 1. So before you flash this ROM, you of course should know that you're going to need to do a factory reset. And when you do that, you lose all of your stuff. So download Titanium Backup from the Google Play Store, click the little button up there, and then hit Backup All User Apps, and then hit the Run button. This will take just a second, and it'll take the files, back them up, and put it on your internal storage. You'll need to open up a file browser. Any one of them will do, but one that I really like is it's ES File Explorer. It is free, and you can use root features. Open up the file browser of your choice, and then it'll default to your internal storage. In here, you'll want to make sure there's no folder called Titanium Backup. If there is, we'll pretend the Zedge folder is Titanium Backup. You would long press on it, hit the cut button, go up here, and change it to your SD card or external SD card if you're on a stock TouchWiz ROM. And then you'll hit the little paste button, and it'll move that Titanium Backup folder to your external storage. As you can see, Titanium Backup is on there right now. So everything we're doing is going to our external storage and not our internal storage, because sometimes, you can wipe that and start over fresh, but everything that you want to keep is actually on your external storage, so you're okay. Also, you'll need to open up a web browser of your choice, and you'll need to search for Clockwork Mod Recovery. It should be the very first link that you see. Just click on that. And then you'll go down here until you find Galaxy S4, and you'll just basically choose the model that you have. So as you can see right there, there's tons of models. There's the Verizon, US Cellular, T-Mobile, Sprint, all these right here. So for the Sprint one, we're just going to go over here, and we're going to download this 6047, which is the very latest one as of this video. And then in your notifications, you'll see that it downloaded right there. There's a paid app you can use called Flash Image GUI by Joey Cram, and you can press on Recovery, hit the Browse button, go to your download folder, and then you'll see the recovery right there, and then you can just hit the flash button and then hit yes. There's also another tool you can use. Alright, so it's Recovery Tools by DSL Nexus. It is a free app. Flash Image GUI does cost $1, so you would just install this one. And whenever it's done, just hit the open. And it's going to ask for root access. Just allow it or grant it. And then I know the risk. And then you go to Flash Recovery, and then Flash from Storage, and then go to your download folder. And then you'll see the Clockwork Mod Touch 6047. Yes, please. And now it's on your device. So that's two different ways of flashing recovery to your device. You can hit yes, please, and easily reboot into recovery. But we're not going to do that because that's too easy. Alright, so from a power down state, you'll hold the volume up and the power button. And you'll wait till you see recovery booting at the top left of the screen. And then you'll let go. If you're on a stock TouchWiz ROM and you feel that you may need to go back to that someday, like you don't like AOKP, it's not ready for you yet, certain things are missing that you have to have, make sure you go to Backup and then choose Backup to SD card 1 external storage, or you can plug in a little like card reader thingy-majig that we have here. And then it's mounted, so then you'll see another option called back up to storage USB disk, and that is our little external storage here from Minovo. I did a video on that. I will link to this in the description as well as this one. I like both of them. This one's just a lot longer than that one. So after you back up your ROM, then you're going to need to go to wipe data factory reset, and then yes. And that's going to reset your phone. Now you should have already backed up with Titanium Backup, moved everything over to your external storage, not your internal storage, the Titanium Backup folder that is, and anything else that you really don't want to lose on your internal storage. And also, doing a factory reset does this, but some people really like to wipe the cache and then also go to advanced and then choose wipe Dalvik cache and then yes. All right, that was quick and easy. Now, one step that you don't have to do, if you don't have an external SD card in your Galaxy S4, then you do not want to do this step. So I'm gonna go to mount and storage, and then I'm gonna go down here and I'm going to choose format data and data media. And then this is just going to make my Galaxy S4 completely free. All 16 gigs will be usable by me, and I don't, nothing will be used. Like, say you install Need for Speed Most Wanted, for example. When you do a factory reset, you still have a huge freaking 2 gig file on your internal storage. And the only way to get rid of it is to either uninstall the game, then do the factory reset, or do like I'm doing right here and format your data. Now, if you put the ROM on your internal storage, like I said earlier, you don't want to do this. But if you have it on your external SD card or a, solution like this, then it's okay. You're completely fine because, yeah, you don't want to lose all that. All right, so from here we're gonna go to install zip, and then we're gonna choose. You can choose SD card if you put it on your internal storage. You can choose SD card 1 if you put it on your external storage, or you can choose USB disk if you put it on this little guy right here. So we're gonna need to flash the KitKat right here, and then yes please. And whenever it's done, you need to do one more thing. You need to flash the GApps. This doesn't take very long at all, so don't worry. Alright, so once that's done, you're going to need to go back to USB disk or whatever you chose to put it on and flash the GApps. Without these, you will not have the Google Play Store and other essential Google add-ons that you're going to need in order to get the most out of your device. Alright, now that's done, you can hit go back, and then you can choose reboot system now. And whenever the light turns off on this little guy, you can pull it out because you don't need it anymore. And you just simply wait for your device to boot up. Alright, so now we're here at our screen. We're going to go ahead and just hit the button right there. It's going to activate the mobile data. I don't have mobile data. Skip. This phone is not activated. My Note 3 is currently on my line, so I just use this on Wi-Fi. So connect to my Wi-Fi here and put in the password. After you put in your password, just hit connect, and then it's going to ask you, do you have a Google account? And you'll just hit yes or no. You'll type in your email address. After you type in your information, you'll just hit the little thing that says like accept and okay, and then you'll be presented with the screen right here. I can uncheck this right here. Also, I don't want this backing up and restoring everything. Obviously, if this is your main device, then I do highly recommend keeping that checked. But this is not my main device. I just use it as installing ROMs and updates and etc. So yes, go next. Yes, I'm in. And then Google Now Launcher, always. And Google Search did this on the Nexus 7 as well in the Play Store. In the Play Store, you can see that Google Search has an update as well as the Google Now Launcher. You'll need to have both of these updated. Once both of them update, you will not see any more force closes. I can promise you that on my Nexus 7 with AOKP, the same exact ROM, it does not force close after updating Google Search and the Google Now Launcher. So don't worry about that. All right, so when I hit the home button, it's going to be a little bit different now. It should say something or not. Okay. Okay, Google. What is Eminem's real name?
Eminem's full name is Marshall Bruce Mathers III.
Okay, Google. It's freezing cold outside. All right. So that was just a little example of using OK Google on your, well, not OK Google, but Google Now on your Galaxy S4. Pretty freaking sweet. All right. And before we end the video, I'm not going to go through all the AOKP features because you can watch my Nexus 7 video if you really want to. But there is a lot of them. You just go in here, you choose like general, and then you go down here and then you choose status bar. And then you can go down here. Well, for status bar, I will show the AM PM, so I'm not going crazy if I took a nap and I woke up and my phone says it's 3 p.m. and I thought it was 3 a.m. or something. And also show the battery percentage. That's something I like to do. And yeah, so then whenever you're done choosing all that, you'll just go down here and you'll just keep choosing other options like soft keys. Like on the Nexus 5, you can have soft keys for LED. You can change the behavior of the LED. So, I mean, there's just a lot of things you can play with in here. Well, let's go to settings. Go to about phone. And you'll see that we are on 442. And there is our neat little Android Open King thing. All right, one last thing we're going to do before we end this video. Just so Titanium Backup and other apps that require root access don't throw up an error about your super user binary, this is something I highly recommend doing. Go to disabled. All right, we are almost done here. Right now, we need to take the super SU zip and put it on our device. And then we hold the power button down, we choose reboot, we choose recovery, and then hit reboot. You can go to your mobile web browser and search for Super SU, click on the XDA thread, and when you get there, you'll see a little thing that says CWM, twerp, or mobile Odin, and then it'll be a link that you click. When you click on that, in the middle, near the bottom of that page, you'll see a little download link for Super SU. You'll just download it. Alright, so we're going to wait till this little thing says mount. And then we're going to go to install zip, and we're going to choose from USB disk, and then we're going to choose update Super SU, and then yes. Basically, this is going to provide us with a much better method of obtaining root access, and apps like Titanium Backup and other root apps, they won't say, hey, there's a problem with your super user binary, and they won't recommend using some other method of, obtaining root access. You'll see a little Android is upgrading. That's okay. That's cool. We're almost done here. And then in your app drawer, you should see a brand new app called Super SU. No thanks. I'm already following him on Twitter. I recommend going to your settings and then unchecking reauthentication. Basically, anytime an app has an update, it will re-ask you to grant it root permission, which can get a little bit annoying. That's about it for this video. You are rooted. Download Titanium Backup. When it asks for root, it'll say grant, and you won't have to worry about it. Or you can use Root Explorer or any other app that requires root access, and there will be no issues with your super user binary. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate it. It helps out the channel more than you probably know. Links to the ROM, the GApps, and the Super SU will be in the description. So remember, you need all three of those on your SD card when you flash it, whether it be a micro SD card reader like this, a USB leaf bridge drive, the external SD card, or the internal SD card inside your phone. You're going to need all three of those zips. Flash the ROM, which is the bigger one, flash the GApps, and then flash Super SU. You can do all three of them at one time instead of doing it later on. I just usually do it later on to show people. Yeah, please follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those are the two main social media accounts that I use the most. That's how you'll learn about upcoming videos and etc. This is the 7,800 milliamp hour extended battery. I have a video on this. I'll try to remember to link to it in the description as well. I kind of got fed up with the stock battery that came with it and how short of a life it was lasting. This is What Would Josh Do, and I'm out.